Coming up on Cultural Capital, we're down at Kew Gardens to capture a bit of Mexican sunshine. Our thing of the week is absolutely miserable, and I'll be reviewing Lesley Manville's sweet new movie, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. As the weather turns, I'm feeling the need to recapture the heat a bit, not just in my own house. So this weekend's Mexico Festival at Kew Gardens, with artists' installations and live music performances in the Temperate House, will be balm to the soul. We went down to have a sneak peek.
Well, I'm very honored to be invited to intervene in this wonderful structure, architecture, and this institution, because I really admire Kew Gardens, and I love especially botanical gardens in the world. And I've been here before, and it's really amazing space. I think one of my preferred elements to work in visual arts is, of course, color. It's kind of a religion because the color is strength, and it's energy, and it's light, and it's life. And in this installation, The Day of the Dead, I wanted to focus on a tradition that used the flowers, the marigolds specifically, as a symbol of life. We're celebrating in the Day of the Dead the life of people who pass away, and we do it with memories. I would like them to stay a little more than going through, and to make people think how the life is strong in a death celebration, and why. So I think this is a very deep thing.
As the cost of living rises, along with interest rates, tuition fees and all the rest, the spectre of debt is a constant presence. The very small consolation is that this isn't Victorian England, where you were likely to be hurled into prison for the crime of owing money before you knew it was happening. The dreaded debtor's prison is our thing of the week.
So this is the Well Close Square prison cell. It was used especially for debtors, and what's remarkable about this is that it dates from the 18th century, and we have the original graffiti that prisoners have scratched into the wooden walls, and some of them are very poignant because they refer to their condition, missing their family and their freedom. Other elements of the prison walls have drawings of houses and ships and things like that. And we think those are probably done by people who couldn't write their own name, but were able to make a little drawing on the wall, leave their mark in the prison. So one of the features of this display is that visitors can actually come into the cell and really get a feeling of how the prisoners would have passed their days in the cell. And obviously there was nothing to do, so they scratched their names in the walls.
It's the 60-second film review. By the end of the stage musical of this sweet post-war story, I was a snivelling wreck. This screen version of Paul Gallico's 1958 novel about a London cleaning lady who falls in love with a Christian Dior dress didn't quite get me to that point, but it's pretty adorable. It's also very British, even when the action moves to Paris. The core blimey is laid on pretty thick, but it comes with a strong whiff of Up the Workers, as Lesley Manville's charming char lady, Ada Harris, sets about benignly reforming the stuffy house of Dior and her own quietly lonely life against a remarkably pretty backdrop of Paris during a bin strike. Manville leads a great, elevating cast, which also features Isabelle Huppert as Dior's snooty atelier manager, and there's a hilariously French romance between Lucas Bravo's handsome accountant and Alba Baptista's beautiful model, Natasha, who just wants to read Sartre. And Anna Chancellor essentially returns to her Four Weddings role of duckface as one of Mrs. Harris's ghastly clients, so 3 cheers for that. This is a sweet spoonful of sugar with a side order of socialism, so vive Madame Harris. Thanks for watching Cultural Capital. For more great things to see and do in London, follow me and the Evening Standard on TikTok and ES Culture on Instagram. See you next week.